Okay, let's go out on the deck before we get started. And check it out, it's really cool out there today. Look, we got a big rainbow. And then let's make some CBD coffee too out here. It's a really epic day. It's going to be stormy and sunny, everything at once. We'll try the CBD. Let's just try it. It's just a little one. Or we throw it away like all those other ones we always buy. We'll try it out. The cats are up to no good. Something. Treats, food, trouble. Bird. This coffee looks pretty good, Bobby. Yeah. Amazing enough. We'll see. Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, so it's pretty darn good. Sometimes you go over to the farmer's market and we got this a little while back too, before all the stuff, and you get some funky coffee, but this has been pretty good so far. This is the CBD one. We have a pound of the other one too. I think we'll break out, but yeah, it's pretty. We just think it's both pretty good, so they get an award winner. Oh yeah, we're gonna try this one too. This is the red. Hey, full pound. That's nice. That's something a little funky, but there we go. We're going to try that baby too. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got going on today. The other machine has a big progress. We just got to get that color going because it's down to 3, and once I have that, we can get going, but we got to have our inspirational pick there. But what I did find was, like, for me, my very first espresso machine. Everyone will call it a mocha pot, you know how it is. But God, this thing is decades old. I bought it in, I think, Oregon once, visiting my sister. But, you know, it's just like a little mini popper. The coffee in there. You know, it's a squeaky thing, but it still went. I bought this thing just for camping mainly, and I bought this little grinder at the same time. It's really old too. God, these things are like 30 years old, but there it is. The little Tramp 3, still together. So this little thing probably works still, over that kind of stuff. And the only thing I used with it was this when it would get hot. So this was an imperative item that you could pick this thing up with. Whoop, like that off the stove. Right? And that's what I used to use. That's how I did it. A little funky, but I had to use that. But that was a little grinder. Let's see if this thing even works anymore. We got a couple extra beans. We'll throw those in there. And there we go. Let's just see. It might. I don't know if I would necessarily make a coffee with them, but maybe. Yeah, that goes on there. Spins. Yeah. Maybe it does. There we go. That's how it goes. I wonder if it does it anymore. It might not. Because I just found it's been decades away. I don't know. It's not too grindy, but yeah, it did a little bit, not much. I could probably get it to work. But anyway, it lasted a long time. And this thing's been around forever. And that's the thing I took on my... When I bought this was for camping, really, because we would go, I'd never been that into drinking beer and everything, but everyone else would, but I like coffee, and then they'd always want to drink my coffee, but they really didn't want it, so I got this little thing. And I'd set it on my little gas stove, and at that time I didn't have a ceramic, but I had one of those little blue tin cups, and there it'd go. I'd put a little of that sweetened condensed milk in the bottom, and this thing would pop out a pretty nice little espresso. And then you would get your handy dandy thing and hook it so you could get it off the fire to cool down. Then you could have that, grind some more coffee and drink it, and you could watch whatever hilarious festivities were going on those old camping trips. Like when we went down to the Captain Cook Monument to camp in those days, the first trip for this little machine, you could still... Now, for many, many years, you have to hike down. You can't do this anymore. But back then, the Jeep trail was still there. So we went down to camp down that trail. It was a rough It was a hardcore road. You don't take your nice car or your nice four-wheeler down it, just your beater. But we got down there, and it was a nice day. The Docali brothers had brought their lobster net or their fish net, whatever they had bought, and Johnny T-Bone. There was other cast of characters, but anyway, the Docali brothers, when I had my first coffee, had a pretty hilarious trying to set up that lobster net across this little bay. And of course, Johnny T-Bone, character as he was like and still is like the master shore fisherman of all time. And he was trying to explain that that's not where lobster was. But anyway, everyone let that go, and the Docali brothers took some time in setting this tent up. It was really strategic the way they did it, but ineffective. But Johnny T-Bone goes out on the little point with his pole and like literally casts out 3 or 4 times, just kind of for fun, joking while everyone's setting up. And he does hook into this like massive fish. The thing was huge. I think it was an ulu. Don't quote me on what kind it was, but then he has this battle off the rock, and it's going out. His pole's really too small for it, but he works this thing in. It's running in and out, and Ken has had quite a few beers, and the Docali brothers, and their net is now really tied in well, let's say that. But so he comes up with the net. He's going to help land the fish, but it's a little suspect. Kenny always could do things the best way, so he has the net. But as he lunges, Johnny T-Bone gets the fish almost by the shore. It's way too big to even lift out of the water. The net goes, and it's a boof net, and Kenny actually follows the net on over into the water and does get the fish in it, but breaks the fishing line, and the fish gets out, and Kenny's in the water. But somehow the fish actually did swim straight into that damn net on the bay. And Johnny T-Bone then dives in and unhooked the net quickly and had that big fish in it and did bring it to shore in the end. But that was the first time I used this, and I got to watch that whole show go on, and it was a lot of fun. And they did open that fish up, cleaned it up, and threw some mango on it and those little hot red kind of Filipino peppers. We call them over here. They're super hot. They grow around some of those, and they did throw that thing right on the coals directly, and yeah, it was really good. I'm not a massive seafood eater, but that was an epic fish fresh and spiced up with all the things all the campers brought, and I got to use my coffee machine. And yeah, it was a good trip. Many decades ago, though. You can't really do that anymore. You have to hike down. They're not too thrilled with campers down there anymore either. But yeah, it was fun. And of course, driving out of that road is a pretty big adventure, but that's a major tale in itself. But anyway, that's my little coffee machine, the first one I got. Now I have mine here that I made with the La Pavoni, and we have the next one coming up. Next show this weekend we're gonna do a lot on that machine. And then today, good lucky news, I'm gonna get another base, so that next chrome boiler can go on that, and we'll be able to build one from that. I'm thinking of doing a whole one with all the little gadgets on it, so that's going to be fun. Then I have another project for that after that one, but we're going to finish the one now and keep having some more hilarious fun, and that's what's going on. Go ahead and subscribe and like it, because I have that. We just got a call from a coffee farm that has some really good coffee, and they call us and say we have some right now, and you have to move quick. But we'll get something like that for who wins the contest. So anyhow, that's all you're going to get today, and we had a lot of fun, and we'll be getting a lot done on that machine next time. That's it.